It's my 97th episode, and it's Latino time, so stay tuned.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking into.
I love the song so much. So you know the original Hector Lavoie did, but then Mark Anthony did for that movie.
Tremendous.
Love this song so much. If you don't know the song, go to iTunes, buy it. It's so good. The whole soundtrack's good, but
Yeah,
the
El
song.
Cantante.
Yes, it's
Yes.
so good. Jennifer Lopez, when they were married, they did it together.
Yes.
I'm the other J-Lo. I'm James Lott Jr. Welcome to Breaking Into here on Black Hollywood Live. And it's my 97th episode. And on my way to 100 episodes, I'm continuing to bring you great guests. And I have one today. Let's start. Since 2000, this guest started out in Chicago's Second City and has been the definition of a working actor. Go to IMDb, you see all the things he has done. Over the last few years, he did a web series we're going to talk about called Gente Fiveo, which I really want to talk about because it's very timely in Los Angeles right now. He's also been featured in 10 Days in the Valley, Hand of God. He's worked with so many diverse people in industries. We almost have to do like a word association with him or something, like, tell me what you think about this person, like Gus Van Sant or just all kind of stuff. But he's a fellow Boricua, of course. My friend, Sal Velez Jr.
Hey, James, how are you?
Welcome, and welcome to the show. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
I'm left-handed. Let me do
Salud.
that. Salud, that's right. How are you?
I'm very good after drinking this rum right here.
God, could you imagine if it really was? I should have brought some rum from Puerto Rico. You can follow us on iTunes. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on our Facebook page, Breaking Into. This handsome man's face is on there. We'll see. You can learn more about him. Okay, there's several things I want to ask you first that are very specific to us.
Okay.
You're a junior. So am I.
Yeah, I am a junior. I never graduated. No, just not yeah.
That's the first I've ever heard that before. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Never made it to my senior class. Okay.
Scoot to your left a little bit.
Did.
In front of the. There you go. We got it. So, what's it like being a junior, though, for you? Because I've had some people on the show who's been juniors like I am, and what does it mean to you?
I mean, you carry the name of your father, right? So, Latino families, Puerto Rican families, it's very traditional, and you don't realize in the beginning, and when you're growing up, you're just junior, and hey, junior, ven para acá, and everybody's a junior, so we all look, we're like all six of us, like, what's going on? So, and then you get bigger, and then you're like, hey, your dad's not around, so we'll call you, Salva, you know what I mean? And then, or Salvita, and now I'm a father, so I have my own junior, so my son is the third.
Oh, you did a third?
Yeah.
See, I had girls.
Yeah. Oh,
Sucks.
wow, congratulations.
I guess I could have named one James. I guess for girls. I get there's James King.
Jamila.
Jamita.
Jamina, get over here.
I am black too, so of course that would
hate
work.
you for the rest of her life.
She would totally. That'd be crazy. So you have a third. So
Yes.
you did pass on the name.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
very cool.
And we laugh about it. Because he was like me when growing up, and I'm sure like you're like, why did I have to be carry this
Yes,
name? But
yes.
then later on, you start to get a little prideful about it,
Yes.
And my father, he's passed on. God rest his soul. Beautiful
okay.
man. Love him, and never forget our time together. And so I'm proud to carry the name as far as I can go.
So the name is having the name has changed since your dad passed. It's changed for you having the name.
Yes. And the Salvador is my full name, and that's I guess it has some more meaning to it. It's kind of like Savior, or you're more of something larger than just a Sal. But growing up in Chicago, you become Sal. Yeah.
Yes, I love Chicago. I'll be there next month. It's a great
Hey.
town. Great town. I love.
Bring your
going
coat.
there. Yeah, I'm going to, and my hat, and my everything. I'm bringing everything. It's
And your
always
mittens.
cold, and it's always cold in December. Some of the cold. I've done stuff in New York and everywhere it's cold, but some of my coldest
Chicago.
is Chicago. It's that wind. It's those tall buildings.
It's ridiculous.
It's that lake.
I mean, it's so cold that the snowman be going back inside. When they build the snowman,
He's on never mind.
He's like, I'm on break right now. I ain't going out there. It's cold.
Here's what's so funny. So I walked three. Oh, scoot more a little more. You guys line up with the. There you go. So two. Oh no, sorry, two times. One time I went there, I walked 2 blocks
Okay.
to go to a Starbucks, and I didn't cover my whole face. I covered most of it.
Right.
My goatee was out. It was frozen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I had like chiseled my goatee, like so I could tell them I wanted a latte or whatever. So I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my god, I couldn't move my mouth. My lower jaw wouldn't move.
It's unreal. You could throw some days. I remember us. Before I started my acting world, I used to work in construction, work outdoors a lot,
Ooh,
and
ooh.
you could throw a cup of water and it would turn into ice before it hit the ground.
Oh my god.
I lost my left foot. But I'm all right now. Nah.
Oh my God! It's like
I've been trying to kick that joke off forever.
Yeah,
I still got my
yes.
foot.
I like. No, but here's what's crazy though. No, here's something that's not funny.
Uh-huh.
It's like, how do you do construction? And I always wondered about people who live in cities where there's seasons.
Sure.
In LA, you can work 24/7. How do you do that?
Oh man.
Do you cry?
Yeah,
I mean-
and it freezes on your face, so you try
Right,
not to.
right.
Your face starts to get windburn, and my cheeks still feel it at this time when I get it. What happens is you just, when you're born there and you grow up in it, you don't really know what a California is all about.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you go to Puerto Rico and you're like, what the hell? I'm from here. I'm like, how can I even take this weather?
I know.
And that's why when you go in our house, the thermostat's turned up to like 95. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? I'm missing.
It's so tropical in here. What's going
Right.
on? Yes.
It's raining in your house. What the hell? We created a blizzard because the thermostat is 95 and it's 0 degrees outside.
Yes.
So yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I know. Well, I always laugh because my family in New York, they always go to Florida or Puerto Rico, and of course they said snowbirds. They go south.
Right.
I totally get it now.
Oh yeah.
I've been stuck in a few nor'easter storms. I was like, oh yeah, now I get it.
The Canadians know all about that.
Oh, they know about. Oh, they do.
Yeah,
Sure do.
they're snowbirds.
Yeah.
And they come down, and I meet them. You meet so many of them in California, and they plan it. When Puerto Ricans, you don't plan nothing. Living room to say you don't plan nothing. If it happened, it happened. You didn't even know it happened. You didn't know when it's happening. You don't know exactly what the hell's going on. Why are we moving? Hey, Ma, are we gonna go here? We're gonna go. When we gonna come back? Is my sister ever gonna see me again? You don't really know. It's not planned. It lands on you like that.
Yes.
But Canadians do plan things ahead of time, and they come to winter. They're spending winters here in California or in Mexico. I've heard.
Okay.
And they do about 3 to 6 months. Could you believe that?
But in a way, I understand completely because I do not like the cold. I totally understand. I want to also ask you, how important is it for you? Because your career, you've mixed in, some of your work is mixed in with parts of your heritage or even Latino heritage.
Sure.
How important is it for you to do work occasionally in those fields, like expressing your heritage?
Oh, it's extremely important. I sometimes I forget how important it can be, and I have to remind myself because we are a voice, and so we did come from poverty. We do come from cultured families. We come from a lot of love, large families. We have a lot of tradition, and it's very easy to trade in a really good paycheck for a cheesy role that just completely stereotypes who you are and what you're supposed to be. And sometimes you have to turn them down. I find myself turning down a lot of roles because I choose not to be seen that way, or I just don't believe it to be true, But the truth is, there's a lot of roles that are true. So
okay, so you're like, and they're gonna pay me. I'm gonna take them.
There's more bad guys than good guys. So here we go. Watch out, Trump.
Exactly. Well, I was gonna bring up. It just leads into because whenever I used to go to Puerto Rico all the time. I love Puerto Rico. I love going there.
Sure.
It's a beautiful island. People are so friendly. And of course, what happened there was horrific.
Oh, it's horrible.
And so, do you have family that was there and affected?
Yeah, I have some cousins. I have a lot of cousins actually. Probably more than 30 family members that live in Puerto Rico, different parts of the island.
Yeah.
And I haven't. One of them I talked to right before we left Chicago. We happened to see each other about maybe 8 weeks ago in Chicago. And he had to take a flight right back to Puerto Rico. And then one of my cousins passed away right before, so he decided to stay in Chicago. I had to leave to California. But he's been on Facebook keeping everybody posted what's going on. I end up getting together with Luis Guzman and Rosalind Sanchez and Kiki Melendez, and we end up putting together some really good things for Puerto Rico. I think Rosalind, with the Voices for Puerto Rico, we put together, as we speak, probably about 100,000 plus pounds of goods to be shipped to Puerto Rico and also to be flown out. And then Luis also has done his part. So everybody's been real, especially the ones in California, and I know some of the New Yorkers have. We've been real strong on trying to support.
Yeah, I've done my part too because I wanted to get on a plane. When there was no power, you couldn't go there. I wanted to get on a plane so bad, just like go down there.
I want to get on a plane too, but I want to go to Hawaii. Though. I ain't gonna lie. Why would I want to go there right now? What am I do? I ain't Aquaman.
I feel like you could be Aquaman if you wanted to. No, but it's just
Aquaman. No.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Let the puns continue.
Or Puerto Rican Piragua, man. Here we go. No, Piragua is a Puerto Rican snow cone. Here we go.
Thank you. There we go.
Thank you, drum roll. As you can see, the studio's infinite.
Yes, she hears it all. But no, but it's just really funny because I have people who have gone there who are not Puerto Rican who've gone there who've all loved it. People from all walks of life who all come away saying, "What a great island! What a great time! What great people!"
It's amazing.
And that's what I said. I was so upset how they were treated because I'm like, we're Americans.
Yeah, I know.
Like, hello, we're part of America. Hello.
I don't know what, first of all, I don't like to get into politics, but, you can't help not recognize the fool that this man is. And I'm sorry for your listeners out there if you guys are supporting. This man is really taking the country back instead of going forward. And so right now, it's not over though. Puerto Rico's gonna be dealing with, and not just Puerto Rico. Everybody in the Caribbean's got that storm.
St. Thomas, all the islands there.
Yeah.
I feel such an affection because whenever I go to the Caribbean all the time, when I go down there, I just feel right at home, and I feel for all of them having to go through this. Yeah, it's crazy. It also was bad, in other parts of the country too. But the Caribbean, they're islands. You can only get in out one way a lot of times, or two ways. You can't really do too much.
And the like Puerto Rico, for example, the crime rate's really high over there.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people were afraid to leave their homes, even when they had the chance to fly out, because they're afraid of people looting and going in their houses and breaking in and running up their phone bills or whatever they got going on, watching cable. You watching cable on my couch, I'm sure the cable still works, even though they ain't got water.
So. They still want your money.
Right.
Of course. That's funny. Now, okay, so one of the things I want to, here's what I want to do. This is like, we went from something serious as that.
All right.
Something a little fun, because for you guys who are listening to this program, you need to go to YouTube to watch this next segment. Here's a couple of sexy shots of Sal Velez Jr. This is the first picture. It's a hint of chest. Oh, that was hilarious. You look good though. I was like, this is hilarious. So we have some sex symbols from who are Latino.
Thank you.
And then look at that one there with the gray and the goatee, which me, I have it. I'm very proud that you have that in there.
I was older back then.
You all lined up and everything all lined up.
Yeah,
perfect.
You gotta have like your traditional bad guy shots every once in a while, and that Grim Reaper on my shoulder is real.
Okay.
That guy right there, that's one of my younger photos. Actually, my good friend in Chicago, Papa Cachez, great chicken house. He has me up on this plaque on the wall.
Oh, fun.
And every time one of my cousins goes in there, they look up. They're like, "What the hell? You're on the wall." Or, people see me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I used to be clean shaven and clean shaven bad guy."
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's again, and that's just a nice picture of you. We have of you.
Oh, that's a Lowe's commercial.
It looks good. You have a great smile and everything.
Thank you.
It's all there. But just like that because I want to show people out there. We have some great sex symbols out there in our community.
Yeah, we
out
do.
there.
Yeah,
and we need to show that to people.
There's some beautiful people.
Yes.
There's some beautiful. I work with Salma Hayek and Benicio del Toro and John Travolta and Blake Lively.
I know you work with everybody.
And Taylor Kish, all in one set. So I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are all good-looking people, what am I? I'm the turkey in this group, And I just couldn't believe that, how respectful everybody was with each other, but they were just great-looking people. Yeah. And I was like, Oliver, you can't. Are we at a TV novella? What the hell's going on?
Yeah. So you worked with Oliver Stone. So that's just. So what was that like?
Ooh.
What did you walk away from working with him?
Twisted, dark, scared. No, Oliver's is what I would compare to a filmmaking genius. He knows how to take a story from the beginning aspects, take a spec of a script, change it, an adaptation from book to cinema, write some really original content that's controversial, and then actually see it through production, get it produced, have whoever company, Universal, Sony, whatever's working with them, cast a juggernaut cast of actors, go through the whole thing with a budget, and the whole time you would think he was working as a janitor at the YMCA because he has this look on his face like, how did I get here? Because he's so internal. And when you talk to him, though, he'll let you know, and his thoughts are big. He's a very wise man, a beautiful man, and I really do appreciate him in my life. I wish him the best.
Which film did you do with him?
We did Savages together. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
To work with somebody that's the thing about acting. You don't know where it's going to take you.
No, you don't.
I mean, you come from Chicago, and then you come to LA. You work. I mean, there was a whole process, of course, getting there, but you never know where you'll get there.
No, you have no clue. When I first, I was in Chicago. I was singing in nightclubs, and I was working.
So you do have a voice.
Yeah, I do have a voice. I sing every once in a while until my lady hits me with a bar of soap in the back of the head, and then she's like, "That's enough of you."
That's okay. That's okay. You're fine.
I did used to have a voice. At least that's what we thought. Anyways, I got noticed by a gentleman named Ty Wansley. He was a big radio personality in Chicago, and he invited me to go to Second City to audition to be the next minority cast. It was kind of a syndicate TV show, kind of like another SCTV launched.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm standing in line auditioning with like 700 people, and I was like, what are we doing? And then these were people that flew from all parts of the country. They were improvers since grammar school through high school through college.
Right.
They're getting their masters in theater.
Because Second City's a name. It's a name. It's a
and
name.
I was like, all right, how long we got to be here? How long is this line? When is this going to end? For hours.
Oh my God.
Sure enough, I got to audition, got in front of the producers, and I just made a fool out of myself, and they loved it. 2 weeks later, they called me and said, come back again. We got a smaller list of producers, the main guys, and then before you know it, they offered me a scholarship. It was three of us. My friend Lamorne Morris, who's a new girl.
Yes.
He won a scholarship.
Oh my
with me.
God! Wow. Okay. Yes.
And Christina Anthony, who took her career and stayed doing theater mainly.
Okay.
She's done off Broadway. The girl's she's a brilliant diamond. And so we were fortunate, and we basically went to full school. And we graduated with no. Your diploma was a pie in the face, and then ended up branching out, going to LA, going to New York, going all these different places, and lo and behold, here I am.
So LA's your base right now.
Right now, LA's my base.
And so why LA for you?
The studios and the all the producers and all the TV, everything organically creates from here right now.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that this is the best place. It's just the most local, and so being available to a lot of these auditions and meetings are very important.
Yeah.
I used to try and fly back and forth, for stuff or do a film here. A lot of us think we could do it, but at the end of the day, you just get tired.
Yeah.
There's only 24 hours in a day. Yeah.
Only 24 hours. Yes. What does it mean being a Latin male actor in Hollywood today for you? It's just changing, and it goes off and on. Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're in. I mean, what does it mean to you these days?
I don't know. I never even thought about that. I guess, you have the youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want to look up to something.
Yes.
They have to look up to something.
Yes.
So you want to create the proper footsteps the same way, a Desi Arnaz did before me, or before
or James Olmos,
exactly.
or people like yes.
Exactly. And so when I think of what I'm doing right now, although it's beautiful, I love it. I was born to do this, and God gave me this gift, and I knock on wood, I take it as far as I can. But then I run into younger audiences or people who see me doing something, and they're like, surprise me out of the blue, like, hey, you're Sal, hey, and I just saw you in this, and hey, can I take a picture with you? And then I realized, wow, this is affecting somebody, and so I guess the awareness now in these last years, knowing that there's people out there, there's an audience out there who's looking forward to seeing what you're working on and looking forward to what you say, and being more conscious, I mean, funny is funny. Everything's funny in life, right? Truth is funny. Reality is funny.
Right.
Being broke is funny, but we can't show it all, because sometimes, it's all subjective, and somebody might be going through something that's a little bit darker than others. And so you got to be light on it. So just being conscious about how I'm personified and how I create my path for the next people following me.
I like that. Is age a part of it nowadays too? As we get older, are you thinking more about certain choices as you get older?
Wow.
Or you're just like, I gotta make some money and I gotta do it. I mean, how does that work?
It's funny. My girl and I, we talk about this, how some of the actors that I know, they're like ageless, like Luis Guzman is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
That dude's been
forever
50 years old since 1980.
Right, exactly.
The same thing with Samuel L. Jackson. He's been 50
right.
years
Oh,
old
yeah.
since
Oh,
1980.
right, exactly.
Like these dudes, they don't age. And so I look at them and I'm like, am I one of those guys too? And because I can feel it. Obviously, when you wake up and your back is killing you, and your left foot is numb, and you're like, what the heck's going on?
You step out of bed wrong, and all of a sudden everything falls apart. Yeah.
And you exactly, you can't sleep a wink.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, man, age is there. It's a factor. But when you hit the cameras, there's like a super energy that goes on, and your youthfulness and your playfulness and your storytelling kicks in. And the minute that happens, I think that you know, if the director is in tune with you, he's gonna let you play. You know, and if that writer supports you and is in tune with you, he's also going to give you the material to play, and he's going to say, you know what, we got you.
Yeah.
We know why we cast you, Edward James almost. We know you're as old as, you know, the Egyptian pyramids. We know that already, but we're still going to cast you because you're going to deliver for us.
Yes.
Stand and deliver. Here we go.
Did you see the puns? He went to Second City, you guys. Went to Second City. Here fast. But no, it's so true. There are some people who've always seemed older, and there's. I interviewed Ed Asner. We're talking Mary Tyler Moore show, and he's 80 something, and he just as sharp as a tack.
Unbelievable.
But he's been old forever too. He's been old for a long time.
I ran into him the other day. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Are you serious? You're I'm sorry, Ed." I was like, "Are you still alive?" That's the first thing I thought in my head. I was like, "Didn't I just see you in the Oscars with a thing and coming out?"
No.
But he's still alive, and the guy's still ticking.
He's still working. He's still doing movies.
So many of them. I mean, there's a list of people I can't, especially here in California. This is the one state you could run into somebody, they're like 75, 85 years old, and you're like, the whole time you thought they were like 40.
Yes.
And then they turn to you and they're like, hey, what are you going to do today? They're on skateboards. You know, they got sunglasses. They have Starbucks in their hand, you know. I'm like, what are you doing? You're 85. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the... One of our friends was like, I'm going to watch the new, what was it, God darn it, the Lin-Manuel play, Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton, yeah.
She's like, I'm going to go watch Hamilton. I'm like, you're almost 80. What are you going to do? Who are you going with? She was like, and? You know, I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, and literally parks her car with the bass booming. And I was like, okay, let me just step back. I'm the old guy.
Yes. Well, I found out one day I was looking at something and I was like, all the actors are like my age now. Like, wow, they all caught up with me. So like, we're all the same. We're all about to turn 50. We're all the same. Like, how do we all become the same age?
Yeah, it's wild. Age is a factor, and flexibility is I guess your savior.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
he's dropping knowledge today.
And I do no Pilates
or
yoga. Okay. So flexibility has to do with mind, body, and soul and spirit, right? Mm-hmm. How flexible can you be? And you know how you're as a father, when your kids are wearing you down, you just think. I think of those old trees that have been around for 400 or 500 years. How far they bend, but they don't break.
Now I have grandchildren, so I'm like, they even make you bend even more.
Oh man,
it's like it's very interesting to see, and you bend because of your kids being paid, watching them be parents, and the grandkids are your. I mean, it's a very incredible.
Then they kick you over. They're like, thanks, Grandpa.
They're just like,
roll out with your car.
They're just like, Papa Jamie, where's the money for Christmas? That's all they care about. This one. Just to you guys. I know you guys love me.
I mean, I'm literally planning on putting a ski mask on. I'm gonna go steal my own car back from my daughter because she won't give it back. She's like, Dad, I need to use the car for a day. A day in daughter terminology means like 8 months. It means you gotta, and not only that, I gotta keep the insurance. I gotta keep fixing the darn thing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, girl.
But it's your girl.
Is it?
It's hard. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Today on
Mama
the show,
never brought the papers.
You are the father. Let's bring Maury in here. Right. No, but it's funny, because seriously, girls, they always say it's like having daughters, having a granddaughter. I have grandsons, so I finally have boys like to play with. Yeah. But granddaughters and daughters, they force you to be a certain way. It's like they force you to be more sensitive.
Kryptonite.
They are.
Kryptonite.
Literally. I mean, just like, I'm done. Whatever you want, okay, let's do it.
Here's my wallet. Bye.
There you go. See you later.
Keys. Bye. Here's my heart.
Yep.
See ya.
Yep.
I'll just be here in the gutter.
Yeah. I tell you, all my friends who have daughters, I go, see, just wait, you see, they're gonna get you.
Right.
They're gonna bug you to death, and you're gonna love them to death at the same time.
Women.
Yes. Yeah. Right? We gotta protect them. That's our girls.
Yeah.
So you did a web series called Hand of God. Not web series, a regular series called Hand of God. With Ron Perlman, of all people, with Dana Delaney, right?
Dana Delaney was our female lead.
Talk about two actors that,
I know.
I mean, Ron Perlman's Hellboy.
Dana Delaney is one of those people I was just mentioning.
She's ageless.
The woman looks like she just came out of a cartoon. I'm like, that's impossible. How do you do that? And yeah, Hellboy. Ron's Hellboy. Ron is unreal. He's like he literally is one of those stoic dudes.
So he is.
He talks and the ground moves when he's talking. It's trembling. He's got he's like his bass flowing through your vibes. You know, you're like,
sure.
And he, you just looking at, because his characters were so iconic. You know, and so from what it was Beauty and the Beast to Hellboy to these large characters that he's playing on the TV nowadays. he's just a walking, you know, I don't know. He's iconic, you know.
So he is what I imagine him to be, kind of.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was just kind of big,
Yeah.
kind of stoic, kind of.
Oh yeah. You would think he was 10 feet tall, I swear.
Wow.
And he's probably about 6 feet, but you would think
He's like 7.
Yeah,
8
you were
feet
like,
tall,
oh my
yeah.
God, how big is this guy? You know.
So you played Mike Alcala. So what was your character on the series? It was season 2, right?
Yes. I ended up jumping in on season 2. If you guys haven't caught up with the show,
Where can I find it?
You can go on Amazon.
That's what I thought,
On
Amazon,
Amazon
yeah.
Network, Amazon Prime, Amazon. I don't know. Amazon owns everything, so
They do.
you know, you probably go to the Amazon and watch the damn thing. So it'd be somewhere in South America. Anyways, Ron Perlman plays this character that is a judge, and he's losing his son, because his son went through a tragic accident. That in the beginning they thought was a suicide, but then through the voices that he mysteriously hears in his head, which they call it the hand of God, it's his son telling him, "No, Dad, someone put me here. Somebody did this to me. Somebody tried to murder me, and I need you to, as a father, I need you to find out and go catch that who did this to me." And so after that, everybody starts to say Ron's crazy because he's like the judge in the town, so he's sitting at a very high position on his life career, and so he starts doing all these criminal acts because he's just trying to really do it for his son. He's trying to save his son, you know. He's trying to find out, get to the bottom of it, and I actually play a bus driver in the town, a normal bus driver that actually witnesses him do something really, really bad.
Oh,
and so from there, it becomes, okay, we got to go protect Mike Alcala. Go into this FBI protective custody situation. The police department starts protecting me. Emilio was one of the heads on the police department, and I became an untouchable because Ron. If I go to court, in which I end up doing and testifying against Ron Perlman's character, he goes to jail for the rest of his life. Yeah.
Oh, wow, you had a pivotal part in that thing. Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's great. I mean, that's amazing. Now, you also had a project you're a part of. We're going to show the trailer because this project is very timely in Los Angeles right now, called Gentified.
Oh.
And it's so hilarious. So let's, by the way, this thing, so let's watch that.
Senor.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, buddy. How's the taco?
Dude, it's amazing. It feels like my family just got kidnapped by a cartel. Like, I'm in Mexico. It's that authentic.
It's like, okay. It's so realistic, too. So, Macro America Ferrera.
No fue para tanto, cabrón. Traía sus huevos en mi pierna, güey. Mira, cabrón, ¿cuándo fue la última vez que alguien te vio las nalgas en el aire, güey? Una canción que tú hayas tocado, güey.
I know, that's hilarious. So, you were the main 7 characters?
Yes.
¿Cómo te atreves, güero de mierda?
Oh my God, I can't fucking understand you.
She says she's gonna lose money. And you're a dumb white guy.
Gay white folks are always conveniently on the margin until they're not.
Te dan un poquito de atención y te crees la reina del barrio.
Ya sabía, estás celosa, ¿verdad? Because I'm like Selena and you're like that Lupe Ontivero loca.
If you care so much, why are you kicking us out of the building? Why? Because a Mexican bitch?
No. I'm Mexican too. Sorry. If you do your job right, one day you'll be eating your feelings too.
It ain't your fault, dog. You ain't a real Mexican.
I am taking Mexican food to a whole nother level.
It's not just Mexicans, fool. I get it, Mark.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Guatemalan, okay? Cool? Yeah, dude. Don't mention it no more.
That's
okay?
so LA, too.
Dang. Anyway.
I laughed so hard.
Did you just check out that white girl?
No. And you know I don't date widows.
Ya sabes cómo son las cosas con el bar. La gente me está subiendo la renta como locos. Además, no puedo. I can't afford to close a whole weekend.
I gave her housing. Isn't that what my job is supposed to be?
We're not Caesar fucking Chavez. But we do our best.
El botecito y el danzón, los chucos suaves bailan rumba, bailan la rumba y le zumba, bailan guaracha sabrosón, el botecito y el danzón.
I love it.
Yeah. It's
Oh, my God.
So you're gonna tell all your friends about us? Yeah, tweet it, gram it.
I thought it was hilarious. Oh my God! But you said, "Okay, we get it," because in LA, okay, if you're not from Los Angeles, there are a lot of like there's Guatemalan, there's Salvadorian, I mean, there's Ecuador, there's just all kinds. So I was like, I'm not Mexican. It's always a big thing. So I love that. That made me laugh the loudest when I first saw the trailer.
Thank you.
It's so Los Angeles. hilarious.
Thank you.
And completely, so it's set in Boyle Heights, right?
Yeah,
That's what it
the
looks
whole story is about Boyle Heights, Los Angeles.
Because that's kind of next.
Yeah,
because Echo Park and all that's already, Eagle Ride's already done. Like the hipsters already in, so it's going east.
Yeah, Boyle Heights is like you know what Humboldt Park, Chicago was, I guess, about 10, 20 years ago, or what Bronx used to be about 10, 20 plus years ago. And Boyle Heights and East LA are going through that gentrification process now, and they've been going through it for some time. It didn't just start now.
No, right.
But now the reality is that this new age of writers and directors are seeing the reality and the truth of it all, and it's pretty darn funny, but it's tragic because a lot of these people are losing their homes and they're losing the places where they used to call their restaurants and they're and Boyle Heights is the first time I ever spent time there was shooting this series.
Okay.
And it's real. Yeah. It's really happening. I mean, it's still a tough neighborhood.
Yes.
You know, you can't be standing out there at a certain time of night. That's for sure.
Right.
We had guys on skateboards roll up on us. You know.
Oh, wow.
you know, like we had Uber drivers rolling up on us. They don't play over there. So, but you know, we respected the neighborhood and they respected us. But the funny is that it's a traditional like what do you call it, like the classic musicians. Mm-hmm. So you can like go to every corner and you find those guys that show up playing trio music.
Yeah.
I can't even think the mariachis. Mm-hmm. They're everywhere.
I know they are.
And they're like, what? And the guy's playing a whole song on his own with a harmonica. You know, like one guy's in the accordion. He's like, my mariachi's at home.
Yes, exactly. Right, exactly.
And he's got the big old hat and outfit on every corner. You're like, what in the world?
I go to a restaurant there called La Parrilla, and it's a great restaurant. I've been there for 40 years. I love them. Mariachis are there all the time. They're always there, and people give them money, and it's like it's a thing.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And we were shooting a scene. One of the scenes that you were seeing there on one of the episodes, I was walking with my actress, and as we're going down the street, an accordion player just comes right through the middle of us, and she's just jamming. And you can't beat an accordion. I don't care how loud you can scream, you're just not going to beat an accordion. So I literally, thank God, Marvin, our director Marvin Lemus, who supported me all the way. We just looked, and instead of stopping the camera, I looked at him, he looked at me, he gave me the look, and then I just invited that accordion player to come right into the scene. Oh, and he came in, and I stopped with her, and we kind of jam out to the accordion for a second, and then from there we move on with our walk, Oh,
wow.
And the accordion guy, literally, we kept walking with the whole crew. We had about 16 people on the street walking down the street, and the accordion player just kept playing like if we were in some kind of Disney movie. You know what I mean? It was so funny. It was wild.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm from LA, so for me, I live in Inglewood, and we're getting gentrified down there too.
Yes.
It's all happening because we get the stadium built there and all things happening down there. So I saw it, I was like, this is very timely because there are a lot of neighborhoods now. In San Francisco, the Mission is not the way it was before either. I used to live up there also. It's like, it's so different.
Yeah.
And I always say, let's keep some of the culture in there. It's okay to invite change, but leave some of the culture that was there.
Yeah. That's I guess it's the trials and tribulations of money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Money can give you the opportunity that you didn't have in the beginning, but at the end, it could also take an opportunity. So there's an evil balance with money. And even though the neighborhood is trying to fight so hard to keep their legacy going, you have developers trying to come in and create new homes for other places, and in their eyes, they see it as new homes, new businesses, new money, more money to the community. And the old school players are like, hey, you're taking our homes, but they, so it's a balance between the two.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, when we did show the Gente Fiveo thing about, I think it was at the LA Sundance Festival. Okay. It was the first time it screened, and the first time LA got to see it, and everybody had been asking. Edward James Olmos was there. I mean, you name it, they were all there. And there was more than 1,000 people in the theater, and they were all laughing their tails off. Yeah. And they knew it, they felt it. Yeah. They were like, "That's my neighborhood." We had some people, some activists that came and spoke about the neighborhood, what was going on.
Oh, good.
And so I think the more they talk about it, the more they bring it to the surface, and it allows them not to get mowed down by these huge developers and these politicians who try to finagle their way through everything. you know, and I think that's what it's about now. More research, more education, and allowing yourself to at least defend yourself and represent yourself and speak for yourself. You know, where you don't have to go out and get some high-priced lawyer that's on their side, hoping that he'll defend you on your side.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just wonderful. You're able to be part of projects that can help affect change.
Yeah. It's you know what? America Ferrera jumped in with us in the beginning, and she saw the same thing. You know, Charles King and Macro were the ones who put this together.
Yeah.
Leah Williams and Marvin Lemus, they saw a vision and they went forward with it. And eventually, like a snowball effect, it happened. All these other big, powerful people started seeing the grit and the truth of the story, and they started jumping on. And so it was, for us, it was kind of a validation saying, hey, this is real. You know, and the funny thing was, I was actually shooting The Hand of God at the same time while I was shooting that series. So on Hand of God, Mike Alcala is about 40 years old, who has gray hairs, and then young Eric, who's in Boyle Heights series, he's about 30 years old. So I had Just for Men in both my dressing rooms. Oh my God! And I had gray in one dressing room, and I had black, and I kept dying because I kept 2 days on this set, 3 days on this set, 2 days for 3 months straight. I didn't even know who I was at the time. You know, so it worked out. I got to play, you know, I'm a Puerto Rican, so I was playing a Mexican character, so I had to take it back and talk a little bit like this, and everything was a little bit cooler. You know what I mean? Just enjoying the coffee and talking to James on the radio. And it's kind of a step back, but we enjoyed it. You know, and it's for me. There's
a different cadence. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's a
Puerto Rican, we talk
pace.
fast. It's fast. Dominicans, it's fast. But you're right. It's very much a slower pace.
Down, you know.
Yes.
And then there's another thing about the series that I'd love to say. It doesn't. Nobody in there is selling drugs. Nobody in there is murdering each other.
Okay.
There's no you know, high crimes like people see most of the time. It's just people dealing with life.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
The cereal.
Yes. Now let's change that. You also did 10 Days in the Valley.
Oh.
On ABC.
Hey now.
Kira Sedgwick. Of course.
I know, and I thought it was gonna be 10 Days in the Valley. I was like everybody else. I was like, how many days? When my manager called me, I was in Sundance with this darn Gente Fiveo series in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's freezing, by the way, and the whole thing's on a mountain, and you're all going uphill.
Yes,
so just so you know, if you're going this season to Sundance, which is like Lollapalooza for filmmakers.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be cold.
You're gonna bring your blizzard wear because it's gonna be snowing on you, and at the same time, you're gonna be going uphill the whole
time.
Damn
I know.
time.
Park City, Utah. Yes,
and when you're not going uphill, because what happens, you go uphill early in the morning, and you get you stupefy yourself with drink and fun, and then on the way back, you got to come downhill in the blizzard.
I know it's too much.
There's quite a few of us that rolled down that hill. So, anyways, I got a call from a manager saying, "Hey, you booked a 10 Days in the Valley show while I was in Utah, and caught the plane right back in February, jumped right into production." And I read the script and I was like, "Whoa, this is good."
So who did you play in that?
I play Leonardo.
Okay.
Not the turtle, but the
oh my God.
Leonardo is the housekeeper.
You as a turtle would be funny, actually.
I know.
Hold on a story.
I know.
Exactly. Hold on a story. Hold on a story.
Snappy turtle. All right. So then when I came back, I jumped in the series, and Leonardo is the house, the nanny of the household, and that's I play her husband. And so what happens, Kira Sedgwick's character, the lovely Kira Sedgwick, she goes through, she's a high-priced producer in Hollywood, you know, and we know, us who in the business, we know what those people are like. Yeah. And she's just running and gunning all the time. And her daughter, who's not even of teenage years, she's a very young girl, stays home a lot, and she's going through a divorce from her husband and a separation, and during the whole process, her daughter gets kidnapped. Yeah, and so after that, the nanny, the housekeeper, the maintenance guy, Leo, everybody across the board is a suspect. Yeah. And now it's like, who did it? Why did they do it? When's she coming back? Yeah. You know, and I thought in the beginning that it was going to be literally like 10 days the most in the valley. I was like, why are we shooting in the valley? It doesn't make sense, you know. But anyways, you know, it turned out to be about 4 months of shooting. And audiences took well to it. I got the chance to sit down when I finally got some time, and I watched the series, and it was amazing. It was like the cinematography is very dark. It feels like you're watching an old film.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like it has what's the guy that used to do the dark horror movies? The big guy. Oh, the doll.
Oh my God.
We're gonna play that game for a while. Anyways,
it'll be 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I know who it is.
Exactly what it is. My memory's gone.
Yes, I'm old, so I don't.
But anyways, it's one of those dark, classic type of style storytelling. And
it's a good mystery.
Yeah, it's a great mystery. And so then, with that said, the audiences are jumping on now.
Yeah.
And I have people calling me all the time saying, "What the hell's happening? What's gonna happen? Who took him? Where did he go? Why would they do that? Why did they switch it from Sundays to Saturdays? When's he gonna come back in the air? Why is he gonna? Hey, tell Kira to gain some weight. Why is she so skinny? Why is she producing? Why she need a girl?" I'm like, "Hey, slow down. Can I at least get my foot in the door?" I just came in to say hi.
Right, exactly.
You know, I'm just the character on the story. Somebody was throwing potato pie at me the other day. So, you know.
I don't run the thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Ray G, who's watching. Hello. What's a shout out?
Hey, Ray.
Shout out. Ray
How
G's
you doing?
Watching. Okay, give a little shout out. People are watching. Go down. There we go. So I want to ask you a question about.
Oh, by the way, Alfred Hitchcock is who I was thinking.
That's who it is. Yes, he's a big guy. Big guy. He's a big guy.
I was just giving the studio a chance to see. There's about 30 people in the studio. There's about 30 people in the studio, and they're all dropped to their phones to try and get it faster than me. I knew it the whole time. Alfred Hitchcock. Sorry, guys.
Yes, exactly. It's over here. It's over here.
James and I, we knew it. We're here.
Yeah, we knew what was going on. I don't know. All my brains went to my gray in my beard. So here's what I want to ask you about. I want to ask you about Gus Van Sant. You worked with him on Stars.
Yes.
Boss. So what was it like working with him?
Ooh, Gus. Gus is cool.
I mean, talk about iconic director, been for a long time also.
Gus is cool. I work Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey.
Mario Van Peebles was
I know. All these guys, they're all like people, and like they're people.
Gus cast me for that. And a funny story, I was in LA. The casting studio over there. I got it. Simon's Casting. She Claire Simon. She calls my agent and says, "Sal, you need to fly down for this read for this." And I'm like, "I ain't flying down there for no read. We could tape it. They should know who I am. You know, I'm doing all my BS." She's like, "No, you really need to fly down if you really want to see me." So I go ahead and I catch a flight on my dime, right?
Yes, of
course. I go to Chicago, and I land real late. And so, of course, I asked one of my Puerto Rican cousins to pick me up at the airport, and he picked me up at 12.
Yeah, so 2 hours
at 4
later.
in the morning, we're still in the bar talking about life.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, "Man, I got an audition at 10 in the morning, dude."
Oh my God.
And he's like, "You got this. And I was so tired. So I think I slept maybe a total of 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Went in, and there's Gus Van Sant sitting sitting right there, and he goes. I think at this point it was the callback, and he goes. I came in. I was like, "Hey Gus, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey Sal." So then he says, "You'll shave that beard, will you?" And I said, "Yeah, I would. I'll shave it." He goes, "Don't shave it. Keep it big and scruffy."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, okay." And so then I did the role. I replayed with it for a while, and before I could leave the studio, I found out I got the part. And so the Boss series was an amazing series on Stars Network.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer did amazing work.
I heard he did.
Amazing work. And you know, Gus was just one of those supportive directors that once he knows you have it. You know, kind of like along the same what Oliver does and a lot of other great directors do. Once they know you have it, then it's yours. They give it to you, and they're like, "Hey, just do what you do."
Yeah.
And Gus Van Sant was just like that. He supported me the whole time. He's like, "Sal, you know, I think the only time he ever got mad at me was because I actually trimmed my beard because I had one of the family parties to go to, and I trimmed, and he got mad because I cleaned up a little bit. You know, he goes, "I told you not to trim that beard."
He did tell you.
Yeah.
He did tell you.
I know. I was acting like a beardo.
Oh my God! And the show's over. No, he's punned too much today.
I've been outed.
Been outed. He's been punning too much. We're done. No. So now, okay. So what I want to ask you, I do this with every. I can talk to you forever, first of all, but we have to end the show soon. And you're great to talk to.
Thank you very much.
You have lots of stuff. I ask the guests the same 2 questions. You guys know this at home. I don't prep them in advance. If they watch a previous show to the end, they know I asked this question. If they don't, then they get surprised. I make them work for their supper.
Game show.
Yes. So number 1, because I believe in language.
Okay.
And 96 other people have answered this question. So you're number 97.
Okay.
Answer this question. What word do you think we should not say anymore?
I.
Oh, that's the first time I've ever heard that, actually.
Yeah. I believe if we continue to use the word I in every sentence and in every thought that we use, then we become more independent, and the whole time we're supposed to be united.
The show is over. I think that's a good one. That's
there you go, United Airlines. I told you, I get you in there now.
I don't really. I used the word. The word they give you is united. No.
Yeah.
That's actually I really like that.
James, don't do it.
I almost started crying. Well, I do. I like that. Okay. Well, then the converse. The other second question is, what word do you think we should say more of?
Love.
It's an underrated word, isn't it?
It's a powerful word.
Yeah.
You know, love and wisdom are two. There are gods, believe it or not. You know, there's not enough of that word being spread, and I don't think there's not enough of the action being spread. You can see what's going down.
Yeah.
You know, when what happened in Texas, Mexico was like, "Hey, we got your back. We bordered this with you guys," and that's just pure love. That wasn't an economical decision or financial.
Right.
Hey, this is our chance to move in on the USA, or no, they just did it out of love. And when people do things like that, you know, the effects are global.
Yes.
You know, it's a universal thing. And look at all those people that came together for the hurricanes and for Puerto Rico, and for, you know, I saw people, movie stars that we see each other on set, and people that I glorify, and they're packing boxes with me left and right in their chanclas.
Right.
I was like, holy cow, you got chanclas on? You know what I mean? And people just showed up.
Yeah.
And it was just out of love.
Yeah.
It was no rhyme or reason. Nobody was getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, and there was no cameras there. You know, other than the people running around with the cell phones, you know, wanting to Snapchat every damn thing.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, I thought, you know, when my daughters used to play with me, they used to say Snapchat, Dad, and I thought I didn't know what it was, and they used to call it Slapchat, and they used to put the phone on my head and have me look into it, and I thought they were gonna snap a picture, and they would smack me in the head with the phone. So I figured out what Snapchat was right away. They used to call it Slapchat. But anyway,
Yes.
that's another story. But love is the answer to that.
Love is the answer. Period.
So trained.
Exactly. I was like, that's right. Love, peace, and soul.
Yeah.
That's right. Don Cornelius, may you rest in peace.
Yes.
No. Okay. So.
His afro's somewhere in a museum. You know that?
Is it really?
No.
Oh, I would love to just shave it off and like have it sitting somewhere. I had that afro back in the day, in the 70s. I did have it. I thought it was one of the Jackson 5. Don't ask me which one, but I thought it was one of them.
That's all right.
I grew it out just like they did. I had it.
Ain't nothing wrong with an afro. Ain't nothing wrong with an afro.
My pay was picking it out.
Good old fashioned, old school, nothing in it. Water hit it. The pencil sticking out of it. Pork. You got a screwdriver up in there. Food all in it.
Yes.
Afro. Big old stinky one.
Yes, I know. I love those. I do miss those when I was skating when I was a kid.
Oh.
Back in the day. Sal, you're the best.
Thank you, James.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Tell folks in that camera over there, if they want to talk to you, where they can find you.
Ooh, where can you find me?
If they want to say hi to you or anything.
Where is Waldo?
Where is he?
You can, I guess on my social media, I use Facebook and I use Instagram, and that's Sal Velez Jr. You can also Google things these days. Google's simple.
Yeah.
Whenever I want to answer, I just, hey, Google, what's going on,
Right.
you know? And then there's IMDb if they want to know projects that I'm currently on or where they could watch me right now. But if they just want to reach out, I think through the social media is probably the easiest way.
Yeah.
I'm finally catching on. I used to people used to ask me where can they find me. I used to give out my email. I was like, what the? I didn't even know what I was doing.
Oh my
you know,
God.
is that my handle? You know, I don't know. I was like a truck driver. You know,
so your email. Yes, we don't want that.
But you know, and just so you guys know ahead of time, I don't always get them in time, and sometimes you might not hear from me because I'm working.
He's working.
But I will do my best to respond. I will do my best to keep you guys posted with the projects I'm on and whatever beautiful things are going on here in LA or Puerto Rico or back home in Chicago or for Big Turkey Day, right? It's coming up.
It's coming up. I will be eating and not cooking this year. I usually cook every year. This year I'm being pampered. I'm not cooking.
I just want to fall asleep on the dinner table.
Oh, me too. With a football game on, just sitting in front of me. I want to be like fat and happy.
And then the little thermostat just pops out of my butt. Bing.
Like, we're ready. I'm ready. You guys, that's Sal Velez Jr. And that's how we're ending the show today. You can follow us on iTunes and YouTube and SoundCloud. That's where you can find Breaking Into on Black Hollywood Live sites. You can follow our Facebook page, Breaking Into, and this interview plus some more stuff on him will be on that page. And if you want to hire him for anything, you can come to me and I'll pass you. I know who's representing him.
I do carpet.
He's covering the carpet. So if you want him to work, come to me and I will work it out with you guys. I'm James Lott Jr. and you can follow me where all James Lott Jrs are sold.
James, can I say my
Yes.
kids will get mad at me? I just
Okay,
wanna
say something. Say it.
Salvi, Ebony, Jada, Daddy loves you. I love you guys so much. And shout out to everybody for the holidays. Shout out to all my Dolan family. Shout out to my Velez family. Shout out to my Puerto Rico family. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
And look, it's my family too. I love you guys too. My grandkids. I'll see you guys in a few days. Feed me.
Feed me, Seymour. Just feed me.
Just feed me.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.